Hi, this is Dr. Tracy Elder with the International Alliance of Community Chaplains, and we're here with Chaplain Lucian Baker of the NVAPC, who's also Dr. Baker of Christ the King Community Church, at which establishment we are today filming. So, how are you today, Dr. Baker?
Doing well, doing well. I've caused no trouble since I've been here.
Okay, well, I can't quite attest to that being true.
nobody
But anyway,
can.
so here we have all this stuff. What are we doing with this stuff? Well, now we've made our 72-hour kit. We have made our hygiene kit. We have talked about our water supply of how we're going to keep water. Now we need to figure out, we've got all these cans and stuff, and we've got pasta and everything in our 72-hour kit. How are we going to cook that out wherever we're going to be? Because again, we're not going to a hotel. This is a disaster where everything is out of sorts and everything, no electricity, whatever. So what are we going to do to cook and take care of ourselves during that period of time? Well, we're going to have a tote. Remember, we have our buckets, we have our hygiene kits, we have our water supply stuff. Now we have a tote that we're going to keep for our car or in the garage or in a safe stored place with all the stuff that we're going to need to survive. Okay, so we talked about different ways you can get water. Now we're going to talk about different ways that you can have food. So the 72-hour kit that we showed you isn't the only way to do that. We have a few other ways to show you today too, but we're specifically going to teach you how to deal with your 72-hour food kit. Okay, so there are some things in life that have been standard and have been around for a very long time. One of them being the mess kit. You know, we had mess kits when we were kids in Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts. They had them in the military. They had them, you know, everybody in campers or camping gear. That's part of our world as Americans. For most of us, we have a mess kit. If you do not, you can buy these at Walmart or online. Any camping store should have them. They come in different styles, different sizes, different prices for different types. So it depends on how much you want to spend. Now, since this is our emergency supply kit, we're going to have to find a way to use that mess kit. So would you like to take it apart and show everybody what's in there?
I really want to take it apart because I've been trying to take it apart since I got here.
Yes, go ahead.
So the very first part is a very lovely selection of possible plating.
Very good.
The second part of this is our Cookorama pot. It's got a lid, and cup, and our handy dandy pot.
Cooking pot, yes.
And
with an adjustable handle, don't forget that.
With an adjustable handle, and we have popcorn.
Our skillet.
We got a skillet. So we got a skillet, we have a pot, we have the plate, the cup, the lid. We are ready to cook.
Absolutely. Now, Lucian, how exactly are we going to cook? Now we're out somewhere, we're not sure if we can build a fire or what we're going to be able to do. And even if we do have to build a fire, how would we do that? We can talk about matches or a lighter, but what happens if all of those things fail? So we're going to talk about that in a second. We're going to give you a couple of other ideas here. So now we have our mess kit that we're going to be able to cook with, right? But there are a couple other options here too. There is emergency food rations that you can actually buy online as well. And there's about 2,400 worth of calories in these. And it's recommended, this is for one person for one day. So you would eat 2 bars at a time. So if you want to feel that, all the nutrition is in there. However, I don't think that those are as pleasant to eat as one would think. And if you have dentures or something like that, it's going to be a little bit difficult to do that. Which brings us to our second understanding.
I am not doing a demonstration.
No, you don't have to.
Because
yes, because they are very hard, are they not?
They're very hard.
As our ancient ancestors used to make pemmican out of the hearts of animals and other types of, they used to use the hearts of animals, and they used to use like corn and some other vegetables, and they would squish it all together, let it dry out, and they would smoke it, stuff like that, in a smoker, and it would keep for years. So you would see them eating pemmican. This is kind of like that. In that same grain, all the nutrition is in there, but it's not very pleasant to eat. Texture, you know.
So far, we're not cooking anything that I really want to invite somebody over.
Right. So then we have another option. The MRE used by our military, and you can get these different types of kits. This happens to be a Department of Defense one. This is, and it says right here, it says warfighter recommended, warfighter tested, and warfighter approved. So we are very proud of our military, right? So we got the official seal on here. These are actually DoD ones. But you can order meals ready to eat, which is what MRE stands for, and different types that are open to the public online. And inside here, there's even a heater. So this one happens to be menu number 6, chicken with noodles. And so everything in here for a meal for lunch or dinner is right here in this little package, including a way to cook it. But if we don't have a way to cook our food and we don't have access to our MREs, then we have this stuff in our buckets. So we have been prepared, have we not? Now we have to find a way to cook our food.
How many servings are in this?
This is a one meal.
So that's one meal.
Including dessert, yes. So it's got everything you need nutrition-wise. It's still going to be hungry, but it's gonna sustain you.
Okay,
and it's
so
actually
the large,
not very bad.
so the
Would you
package
like to
being
open
that,
it?
no.
Because you can.
No, I don't want to open it because I might take that home with me and store it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. Well.
But here's the thing that I was thinking about is that this is one meal, but it's a pretty good size to carry around, whereas some of the things that we have in our buckets
Yes.
may have 2, 3, 4, 5 servings and
Right.
much smaller.
Yes. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. This is one meal.
So if a soldier has that, he's only carrying one meal.
Well, or they go to a mess site or something like that too, where they're distributed, or they do carry them in their sack. You know, and they're used to carrying stuff on their back, so they know how to do that. So whatever they need to do is what they do. They're great people that way. So now we have our mess kit. We're getting ready to cook. So what we recommend is this, that you get one of these propane stoves. We'll teach you in a later session how to make a hobo stove in case you don't have one of these. Okay, so this comes together like this in the box. Okay, so you take it apart like this, and then Lucian, look on the bottom of that. Why don't you pull those little tabs out for me, because that is what's going to make this steady and stable on any surface, even a surface that might be rocky or ground that's uneven. So there you go. We have this put together. Now we have our stove. Now I need you to pull that little tab off. And what we have there is the little connection that goes directly into our little propane tank. So what we're going to do, we have our propane tank, which you can also buy at Walmart. You take the little white tab off. And Lucian, why don't you just take this right there and screw that on for me. Just screw it right on there. Keep going until you can't screw anymore. So easy, even Lucian can do it. See, that's what we're saying. Put that inside here and make sure that it sits very well down in there. There you go. So you see, we have a little bit of a stable surface. It's not going to fall down. It's not going to fall over. That's what we want to do. Now, we would use matches or we'd use a lighter. Hopefully you have something like that with you if you're going to do this. So what you would do is, again, you turn the handle, you light it, and now we have our little cook stove. Okay, so we can now take our skillet or our pot, and you can open your can of beans. Now, what do we do about that can of beans? If we forgot our can opener, what are we going to do? Oh my goodness. Well, we recommend that you get several of these. This is called a P51. This is the larger one. There's a P38, that's the smaller one, or P35. P35 is the smaller one, P51 is the bigger one. So, as you can see here, we take this little thing, it hooks onto the side of the can, and you just undo your can with that. That's your little can opener. And it also has a little thing that you can stick on your key ring. So now we've opened our can, or if our can has a pop top lid, because we were smart whenever we remembered to make our kit, we used the pop top lid ones. That's perfect. And so now we have our ability to cook. Now we've got our skillet, Okay, but we also have our pot with the adjustable handles so that you can adjust it all the way up so that as it cooks, don't forget to have something like your shirt tail or something to pull that off of there because it's going to be hot. Correct. So now you've got everything that you need to be able to cook. Now we want to make sure that when we're done using all of these, that you either burn off all of the stuff that's inside or that you have a way to wash it. So you want to make sure that you have something like that if you can get water or something like that there. You do not want to touch this or take it apart until it is absolutely cool. Because if it's not cool, your fingers are going to get burned, right, Lucian? That would be a bad thing, wouldn't it?
I'm against it myself.
Yeah, and then we put it back all together and we make that work. Now, you're going to make sure that you have a multi-utility knife with you. That you can cut apples with or that you can peel something with, but that you could also kill a bear if you needed to, or break a window, or get out of your seatbelt.
I don't want to,
Okay.
certainly be negative about anything, but a lot of bears that I've seen, they're a little tougher than you might imagine with this taking on a bear. I suppose, if your name is Daniel Boone, you might be able to make it, but some of us who are pretty close to the Ancient of Days may not want to take on a bear with this knife.
But just in case.
But
Well,
if you do fight a bear, it's better to have something.
Well, if you do have to fight a bear, I would recommend one of these
Oh,
as
no,
well.
we're going to stand over here. Is that
Because, yes.
No.
See,
totally wrong?
just saying. This will also take down men. Just saying. Have fun with that.
So fun. Gosh.
Okay, so again, you need to think about protection when you're out there on the road. Then this is a multi-tool right here that we have, and it's got all kinds of different things in there. There's your pliers and your wire cutters, see? And then it's got all these other little things in here that you pull out, and it's got a lot of different things that you need while you are out. So it's recommended that you have one of these multi-tools just in case. These are things that you could actually hang from your belt if you needed to. And then we have, again, this is a great way of starting a fire if you need to. For this, or this is a whole lot harder to do with this. But if you needed to start a fire another way, we've got the magnesium, and we've got the flint, we've got the starting tool. You scrape off the magnesium onto your tinder, and then you spark it. And sometimes you need your knife to spark it instead of this little tool. But it works better with a knife if you try to spark it that way. Just don't cut your fingers off. That would be bad and a whole good bad thing. Or if you need to start a fire in the woods, and you can always get a little fire starter stick as long as you've got matches or something like that to start it with. You just light the package, it starts, it puts your tinder on top. We'll teach you how to build a fire later because we're going to teach you how to make a hobo stove later in case you don't have any of these things, of how you can have one prepared. Also in your tote, yes, as a matter of fact, those are great little things to have. You're going to need lights if you're going to be outside. And if you're working on something, the pen light is great because you can stick it in your teeth and hold it if you don't have one of these. Now, if you have one of these, Lucian, would you like to show them yours? Just saying. There you go. Right on the top. Right there. Over there you go.
I don't have a... Are you sure I still have one?
It's like right there. In the front. It feels a little bit different. It's like it feels like rubber rather than plastic.
If you're out in the woods and you have one of these and you're with me, if you could just reach over and hit the button so that... Okay, where's the button?
It's like right. You see how it feels just a little bit different?
Not at all. I'm pushing stuff.
It's the piece of rubber right there, right in the front.
Hold it. Stay right there.
It's like, help it boy out. I should give him this one.
Oh, here we go.
This is like the one button.
Now I am ready. And as you know, if you're out in the woods and you're singing your camp songs, you have a little strobe light here so as to be a little bit better. You can do some major rocking if you got the strobe. That's good to have when you're out in the campsite. What is the strobe for again?
Again, you can use the strobe if you are looking for someone. They can turn the strobe on too.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of like an emergency one.
Is my hair messed up?
No.
Because, you know, when you get preacher hair, you can't afford, what does that mean?
No.
Normally, my hair is perfect. And I spend a lot of time
We
working.
recommend the LED type lights because they have a tendency to be much brighter. As a matter of fact, this little pen light right here is an LED light. And you can see it's kind of bright. There's also these other little lights that fit great anywhere. You can stick them in your glove box, you can stick them in your backpack. They're great for that kind of stuff. Now, Lucian, if I really do come across a bear, you know, and I'm like hiding in a tree and I want people to find me really, really quickly, I'm going to use my whistle. So that's how people could find me. It also has a handy dandy compass, which I can't see because I'm old. And it also shows me the temperature outside. So there you go. It's another multi-tool. Anything that you can use in the way of multi-tool. Yes. So inside your tote, you're going to have your tarp that we showed you earlier, your little rain poncho. You're going to have your pouches of water, or you can stick those in another tote if you want to. You want a shovel because, you know, we kind of need to bury some waste occasionally, you know, and so this comes in there and then you lock it down and then you put it back together and then it just folds in and out, okay? So there are other flashlights too, like if you run out of batteries in your flashlight, this is a windy one that uses the kinetic energy to do that, and that also lights. So there you go.
Is that LED too?
Yes, it is. It is also LED, but it takes a lot longer of twisting and turning that to get a bright light. And again, this would be a nice thing to have as well, don't you think? This is a weather radio. And it takes 2 AAA batteries right there, and it's got a little antenna, and it will give you news and information, and it even has the little earbuds that come with it in case you do not want people to know where you are while you're listening to it. Just saying. So you want to have something like that as well. So these are the things that you would keep in this tote, that you would have somewhere stored in your garage, somewhere near your car, that if you were to have to get away quickly, you would be able to do that. And so it's all stored in a tote. You just pick it up, throw it in your car, along with your bucket and your backpack, and you are ready to survive for the next 72 hours or more. So what do you think about that?
Well, I think it's handy to have, and I think everybody should have something, because you never know, whether it's a weather emergency, whether it's an electric emergency, it could be.
What?
Start a fire with the battery.
The what?
Oh.
Start a fire with the battery.
Oh, yes, yes. We're going to show you how to start a fire with that in the next episode. We're going to teach you how to make a hobo stove if you don't have one of these, and we're going to teach you how to start a fire with your Brillo pad, your chore boy.
You can also clean your pot.
Yes, you can also clean your pot with it, which is also great. Yes, so we're going to show you that in the next episode. So we hope you've enjoyed the time together. So Lucian, I'm going to thank you for helping a girl out here. So if you have any more questions, please let us know. This is Dr. Tracy with IOCC, and this is Dr. Baker with CTK and MVAPC.
Have a great day.
We want to thank you for watching. Bye-bye.